Welcome back to MOA's Advocacy Update. I'm Jen and this is Corey. And today we're going to talk about military families who are struggling to put food on the table. DoD has worked over the last couple of NDAAs to address this issue, but it's falling short. Only 3,000 out of over 250,000 families are receiving the support that was intended for them.
That sounds like kind of a failure on the current policy.
It's a well-intended policy. Unfortunately, it misses the mark because the eligibility calculation is flawed in that it includes basic allowance for housing, which can be really high depending on what area you live in. And so because that's included, not enough families that actually need that support are eligible for it. And let me dive a little bit deeper into it. And it's because housing is still high. Rent is extreme. We know that BAH is falling short at only 95%. And so it's not like they're getting a bunch of money that's going into their pockets. They're getting a bunch of money that's going out to their landlords. And they're still coming out of pocket to add on. And then it doesn't leave much money to put healthy food on the table.
So it sounds like the current solution isn't working. What's the fix?
MOA recommends a change to the existing basic allowance for subsistence to allow that to help military families that are facing this food insecurity.
Okay, so what are we going to do with the BAS?
Yeah, let's break it down. BAS exists to help service members, either officer and enlisted, to get food on the table. That doesn't take into account spouses or dependent children. So what this policy solution would offer is allowing BAS with dependent rate for any service members between the ranks of E1 and E6, because we want to make sure it's a really targeted approach, that have 2 or more dependent children.
Okay, so why E1 to E6?
The Status of Forces survey and the active duty spouse survey show that those are the ranks, the range of ranks where the families are struggling the most with food insecurity. And so we want to make sure that we know it's a fiscally constrained environment. So let's tackle this head on, and with a BAS with dependents, it could be automatically given to anyone in those categories because guess what? There's DEERs and you have to enroll your children when you have one. So it would be automatic. You don't have to apply for it.
Why is the automatic piece such a big part of this?
Service members are reluctant to ask for help. It shows that they can't manage their finances, even though we know that's not the case. We know they're just facing challenges of finding adequate housing and childcare, and healthy food, let's be frank, is very much more expensive than putting McDonald's out there.
Okay, so this sounds like a great solution. It's targeted, it's going to be automatic, which is going to make everybody's lives easier. But what's the next step?
Well, MOA has been working on this issue for a long time, and we're not working on this issue alone. We've got a coalition of other partners across the MSO and VSO space. But we also need you to contact your lawmakers. On our part, we're working to get a bill out there, but what we want you to do is visit our Legislative Action Center and make sure you're asking your lawmakers to support quality of life provisions that will improve lives of military families.
Thanks for explaining this important issue and really for all your work on this. And thank you to everyone at home. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.